When a rap queen and an NFL legend lock horns, you expect some fireworks. But this was a full-on explosion, a Twitter war turned personal, a $10 million fight challenge, and accusations so wild they left fans speechless. Yep, we're talking about Nicki Minaj versus Dez Bryant, and trust me, this feud is one for the books. The whole drama kicked off with a tweet. Not from Nicki, but from former Dallas Cowboys wide receiver Dez Bryant. He saw a post from Nicki that rubbed him the wrong way. It was about Jessica Watkins, a trans woman who had been convicted for her involvement in the January 6th Capitol riots. Nicki had posted a message that seemed sympathetic toward Watkins, focusing on the way the justice system treated her. Nicki highlighted Watkins's trans identity and appeared to question the fairness of her prison conditions. That was all Dez needed to see. He jumped on X and called Nicki out. His words were clear and sharp. Nicki Minaj supports a woman who tried to take down democracy. I'm disappointed. This ain't it. Just like that, the spark was lit. If Dez thought he'd get a quiet clapback, he clearly forgot who he was dealing with. Nicki Minaj wasted no time firing back, and she went in hard. She accused Dez of deliberately twisting her words, saying he was chasing clout by misrepresenting her tweet. She made it clear she wasn't defending Jessica Watkins' actions at the Capitol. She was talking about prison reform and the rights of all inmates, especially transgender inmates, regardless of what crime they'd committed. Nicki tweeted that Dez's comment was cowardly and pathetic and claimed he was just another man trying to police her voice for clicks. But then, things got personal. Nicki didn't stop at defending herself. She brought Dez's family into it, and that's when the internet truly lost it. In a now-deleted tweet, Nicki claimed that Dez's own mother doesn't respect him and that his siblings are scared of him. She accused him of being the kind of man who projects his own trauma onto others instead of facing it. Her exact words weren't just insults, they were surgical. She painted a picture of a broken man lashing out at women online instead of healing himself. Dez? He was not having it. Dez Bryant hit reply fast. He denied everything Nicki said about his family. He said, flat out, "You don't know anything about my family, don't speak on it." He called Nicki's comments a desperate distraction tactic, saying she had no real argument, so she reached for personal attacks instead. And while Dez didn't insult Nicki directly, the subtext was clear. He thought she was spiraling and using deflection to avoid accountability. And then, the internet broke. Nicki Minaj, clearly done with the back and forth, challenged Dez Bryant to an actual fight. Not just any fight, a public, televised, winner donates $10 million to charity fight. She said, "Let's settle this in the ring. $10 million. The winner gives it to any charity they want. Put your fists where your tweets are." People couldn't believe it. Was Nicki really challenging a former NFL player to a boxing match for charity? The memes came in hot. Fans imagined a celebrity boxing night. Nicki in pink gloves, Dez in Cowboys blue, commentators losing their minds ringside. Even though it was probably sarcasm, no one could stop talking about it. Now, here's where it gets deeper. Nicki didn't just go after Dez, she dropped hints that he wasn't acting alone. In her follow-up posts, she implied that Roc Nation Jay-Z's company might be pulling strings behind the scenes. Nicki's had a long, rocky history with Roc Nation. She's never spelled it all out publicly, but fans know there's no love lost between them. So when she suggested Dez's post was part of the plan, people started connecting dots. Was this a coordinated hit from industry insiders trying to silence her? Fans were split. Some believed Dez was acting on his own, voicing his opinion like anyone else. But others pointed to Roc Nation's history with Nicki and said, "This feels strategic." The fan bases went to battle. Nicki's barbs weren't playing. They flooded Dez's timeline with replies, memes, and screenshots of his past controversies. Old interviews, past NFL headlines, even his reality TV appearances, nothing was off limits. They also reminded everyone that Nicki has always stood up for controversial causes, even when it wasn't popular. They praised her for defending prisoners' rights and trans voices. Meanwhile, Dez had his own supporters. Many of them were political people who believed Nicki crossed a line by even mentioning someone involved in the Capitol riots in a sympathetic way. They said public figures like her need to be more careful, and they praised Dez for keeping it real. In the middle of the chaos, Dez posted a follow-up thread trying to clarify his stance. He said he wasn't attacking Nicki personally, he was reacting to her platform being used, in his words, irresponsibly. He doubled down on the idea that someone involved in the Capitol attack didn't deserve defense, even if the conversation was about prison reform. And he added something unexpected. "I'm not trying to fight Nicki Minaj. I don't want clout. I just want people to think critically about what they post." That cooled the temperature a bit. But the damage had already been done. The timeline was flooded. Nicki wasn't interested in moving on. She kept tweeting, kept reposting fan messages, and kept dragging Dez in every way possible. She reminded fans of how often she's been targeted for speaking her mind, saying she won't be silenced by athletes or industry puppets. In one tweet, she said, "This is exactly why women don't speak out. They get twisted, attacked, and turned into villains." She also made it crystal clear. She still stands by her original post about Jessica Watkins. She still supports human rights, even for people who've made terrible mistakes. At this point, you'd think maybe someone would back down, issue an apology, or at least delete some tweets. Nope, not happening. Nicki has kept all her tweets up. Dez hasn't walked back his words either. Neither is budging, neither is backing off. What's interesting, not a single major celebrity has weighed in. No rappers, no athletes, no one from Rock Nation, no one from Nicki's circle. They're all staying out of it, probably because the topic is too hot. The Capitol riot, trans rights, race, and public figures, this is a minefield. But you better believe they're watching. Fans have turned this into something way bigger than a typical celeb feud. There are already mock posters for a Nicki vs. Dez $10 million showdown fight night. One tweet read, "Forget Jake Paul. Nicki Minaj vs. Dez Bryant is the pay-per-view I didn't know I needed." Others are comparing it to previous Twitter wars, like Kanye versus Taylor or Cardi versus Nicki, but saying this one feels way more unpredictable. There are also TikToks breaking down the timeline, YouTube channels analyzing every tweet, and podcasts asking, did Nicki really cross a line? Or was Dez the one stirring the pot? If you ask the Barbs, Nicki destroyed Dez with facts, passion, and one-liners. If you ask Dez's supporters, he exposed Nicki's hypocrisy and stayed respectful in the face of vicious attacks. From a numbers perspective, Nicki's tweets got way more engagement, likes, shares, comments, but Dez gained thousands of followers overnight and was trending for nearly 48 hours. So, it's a draw? The $10 million fight? Still on the table, at least from Nicki's side. Dez hasn't accepted, but fans are practically begging for it to happen, even if it's just for charity. Some expect Nicki to take this to Queen Radio, her personal platform where she speaks freely, uncensored and unfiltered. Others think she might drop a diss track, especially if the heat continues. And Dez? He's said his piece, for now. But if Nicki keeps poking, don't be surprised if he claps back again.